Should I look at the camera or not? No. Should I look off to the side?
I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's weird? Sometimes they look at the camera, but sometimes they look like to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's if like
My name is Dennis Chan, and right now is the day before the bone marrow procedure that we're going to be having tomorrow. And the reason why I'm here is because 7 years back when I was in college, I signed up to be a donor in the registry, and it was kind of a quick moment after church. There was some group that came in with the Asian American Donor Society, and they basically did a quick presentation as to why they needed more Asian American donors. And so afterwards, they were saying that it's very simple. It was just a pinprick, and after that, we were free to go. So I did it. Didn't think much about it. Didn't think that I would actually get called back again. But 7 years later, I'm here, and it's going to be interesting. I'm thinking that probably tomorrow morning I'll just do the regular physical stuff, get prepared for the actual procedure, and once they kind of go through what's going to happen during the time that I'm actually knocked out, I'm assuming that they'll just go ahead and take out the marrow, and I'll wake up and everything will be done. They're basically just going to be taking a needle into my pelvic bone in the back, and they'll be putting in like two little holes to get there, and they'll be going to different parts of the actual bone to pull out the marrow. And so there'll be basically only 2 holes from the outside that you can see, and then it'll just be different needle spots throughout the bone. And then they'll just be extracting the marrow from there. So afterwards, they tell me that it'll be a little bit of soreness, and maybe some discomfort, maybe some swelling, but besides that, it shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. I think I'm more anxious about the fact of how I'm going to feel afterwards. I don't know any people that have done it before, besides people that actually were on the other side of the whole procedure. So that's kind of the one thing that I'm really unsure about. And am I going to be able to go back to work in a couple of days? How am I going to feel about that? More so than being worried about the procedure going good or bad. I don't have any qualms about that, but it's more of just how is it going to affect me and my daily life afterwards. It's been fairly long. I kind of thought that it would be a little bit, I don't know if it's necessarily faster, but it would just be, you get notified, you get your blood checked out, you do a physical, and then you're pretty much ready to go and you do it. It's been a lot more than that, mainly because there's different places that I've had to go to. So when I first got contacted, I had to go get a blood draw to make sure that I didn't have any infectious diseases, as well as if I was still a match and the best match. So that was at one location. Then I came to the hospital to actually do a physical exam afterwards, maybe like 2 to 3 weeks later. And then after that, they told me that I would need to go give my blood, donate my blood so that they can transfuse it back to me after the surgery. And those were 2 separate occasions at a different hospital. And then they made me go to one more other place for a blood draw for infectious diseases again within the 30 days before the surgery to make sure that my blood's still okay to use. So that's 5 different procedures at 3 different places. So getting to that point, I think, has been the hardest, trying to juggle that with work and making sure that I can get time off and all that kind of stuff. But I would have to say that from the beginning to now, as well as just the communication side, it has been fairly good. I think that there are definitely some things that can see improvement, but in general, it's been pretty fluid, which is kind of nice. I think the biggest part is that I signed up to be a donor for the purpose of donating eventually. So the moment that I got the email, I was kind of like, oh, this is pretty crazy. This is actually really happening. Someone actually needs my bone marrow. But I still was kind of hesitant. But when I actually asked and talked with my fiance about it, she was all. I mean, the first thing that she said to me was, "Well, you're going to do it, right?" It was kind of a no-brainer, and I think that kind of confidence on her side kind of gave me confidence to just be like, yeah, that's the right thing to do. Um, I think that there's very few times in someone's life where you have the opportunity to save someone else's life. And um, even though it might not be something that will actually work or even take the whole procedure, um, I think even having that, I guess, the hope or the ability to even give the chance of something greater than another day or another week or a month or a year to a person that you don't know at all is something that gives me the reason to actually do it. I don't think that um, I never thought going into this whole procedure or even going into the registry that I would have this opportunity to change someone's life in any way. I mean, I don't think in the 27, 28 years of my life so far, I've ever thought to myself that I really want to save someone's life, and these are the steps that I'm going to take to be able to do that. Um, and so, having this opportunity just like kind of fall in my lap is pretty big and something that I don't, I never thought would actually happen. And I think that that's what is important to just know that you're going to be changing someone's life as well as the lives of those people that are around that person um, for the rest of their lives as well by doing this small thing that probably won't inconvenience you that much.